The Night Before Pompei Slept, by Lantern&Lore. Welcome, dear listener, to Lantern&Lore, where we rekindle the story's history left behind. Softly, gently, by lamplight. Tonight, let us step quietly into a long-forgotten city on its very last night of peace. Our story takes place in 79 AD, in Pompeii, a thriving Roman town nestled along the Bay of Naples. It's a place filled with life, homes and markets, laughter and labor, music and myth. No one knows that dawn will bring ruin. Tonight is calm, and in that calm, we find the humanity of a world lost to time. This is not a tale of disaster. It is a tribute to life, in its final evening breath. So take a moment now, breathe in, let your shoulders soften, let the weight of today slip away. Now, join me in the cobbled streets, where oil lamps flicker, and the scent of ripe figs and warm bread drifts through the air. The sun has dipped below the western horizon, and the sky glows with the last embers of the day. The air still holds warmth, but a breeze from the bay now slides through the alleyways, rustling the laundry still strung between windows. Pompeii at this hour exhales. Its markets have quieted. The shouting of vendors has faded. The clang of iron, the hum of mills, the footsteps of porters have all given way to something gentler, a softer rhythm, the rhythm of a city preparing for sleep. Let us wander down the cobbled street of Via dell'Abbondanza, the city's main artery. Earlier, it was packed with shoppers, travelers, locals gossiping in the shade of columns. Now, it's a mosaic of silence, broken only by the clatter of a stray cup or the gentle bray of a donkey being led home. A baker, Marcus, stands in the doorway of his shop, wiping flour from his hands. He has just set the dough for tomorrow's bread, round loaves scored in 8 segments, ready to bake in the morning. He doesn't know it will never reach the oven. But tonight he smiles, content in the smell of yeast and ash, his young son asleep behind the counter. Across the street, 2 lovers share a final word at the doorway of an insula. He promises to return in the morning. She touches his face lightly. Then the door closes with a sigh. A dog trots down the lane, tail high, nose twitching at the scents of olive oil, fig leaves, and distant fish. The city walls catch the moonlight, and overhead Vesuvius looms, its peak peaceful. It wears a soft violet cloak in the twilight, casting no shadow of danger, no whisper of ash. In a modest villa near the Temple of Apollo, a mosaic catches your eye. It depicts a dolphin, joyful and leaping, set in shades of turquoise and ivory. The woman of the house, Livia, kneels beside it, scrubbing gently with water and cloth. She hums a lullaby from her childhood, though no child sleeps in her home now. The tune is habit, memory. She pauses, hands on her knees, and looks toward the atrium where a small fig tree rustles. The stars have begun to pierce the blue. Her husband returns, the scent of amphory and wine clinging to him. He nods, content, and they share a quiet meal, a cheese, honey, olives, bread. A cup of watered wine. Nothing extravagant, but enough. In the wealthy house of the Faun, lanterns glow softly along the portico. Slaves clear the last remnants of a private banquet, peacock bones, half-eaten grapes, spilled garum sauce. The master of the house reclines on a cushion, his head heavy with wine, the conversation drifting lazily into silence. Laughter was here not long ago. Now only the coals crackle. A young girl, maybe 8, creeps past the columns of the impluvium, peering up at the marble statue of a dancing satyr. She's been told not to touch it. But tonight she presses her hand to the cool stone just once. Her small feet echo on the tiles as she hurries away. Nearby, in a taberna tucked behind the temple of Isis, an old musician plays a soft tune on his lyre. It's not for coin anymore. It's for memory, for muscle, for love of sound. A passerby pauses, smiles, leaves a coin anyway. Further along, the bathhouse is close. The Stabian baths, grand and adorned with columns, have emptied. Warmth lingers in the hypocaust floors. Steam still clings to the walls. A servant extinguishes the final lamp. Pompeii glows faintly like a lantern half-dimmed. Let's drift toward the harbor where the sea kisses the city's edge. Fishing boats bob gently, their nets coiled, their sails drawn. Men sit on the docks, legs swinging over the edge, passing a skin of wine between them. They murmur about the tide, about the moon, about a merchant ship expected from Alexandria. One of them, Lucius, speaks of a dream he had the night before. A dream of fire falling from the sky. His friend laughs. Too much Falernian wine, he says. Stay off the strong stuff. They laugh together, leaning back against the crates, looking out toward the darkened waters. The stars shimmer in reflection. For now, there is only calm. A sailor's wife waits at home, lantern lit in the window. She braids her hair, folds a tunic, lights a prayer at her household altar. Her son sleeps beside her, one hand curled around a toy chariot carved from wood. In the countryside outside Pompeii, villas stretch across the landscape, homes of senators, landowners, the wealthy elite. In the villa of the papyri, scrolls line the walls of a private library. A philosopher reclines on a lounge, rereading the words of Epicurus by lamplight. He jots a note in the margin, considering the nature of pleasure and peace. Outside, the sea murmurs softly below the cliffs. Beyond him, slaves finish closing the shutters. A servant girl whispers to a fellow worker, plans for a secret tryst near the orchard wall. They'll meet beneath the pomegranate tree, where the fruit hangs heavy and fragrant. For now, she hurries through her chores, brushing past bronze statues of long-dead ancestors, their eyes forever staring into the middle distance. The garden is fragrant with lavender and rosemary, bordered by crisp hedges trimmed to perfection. A nightingale sings from an olive branch. Somewhere beneath the soil, roots shift and drink, unaware of the fire to come. In the triclinium, the remnants of dinner linger on a silver tray, half a honey cake, a scatter of almonds, the sweet musk of boiled wine. A boy, barely 12, sneaks one of the candied figs and tiptoes out barefoot into the hall, grinning. Back inside the city, a woman gives birth. She screams, then sobs, then sighs. The midwife announces a boy, and the cry of new life joins the night's chorus. The father weeps, pressing his lips to the newborn's head. He doesn't know this child will become a statue, preserved in ash. Tonight, he is only a miracle. In another domus, an old man cannot sleep. He lies beneath a wool blanket, listening to the house creak. In his youth, he served in Germania. He's seen snow and steel, thunder and death. Now, his bones ache in the damp Neapolitan air, and he counts the seconds between gusts of wind. His slave, more friend than servant now, brings him warm wine steeped with cloves. They talk quietly of chariot races, of childhood temples, of the first time they saw the sea. The oil lamp at his bedside flutters low. Its flame stretches once, twice, and settles again. Time passes. The city dims further. Torches are extinguished. Doors are bolted. Silk curtains are drawn. People dream. In one home, a young man dreams of becoming a senator. In another, a girl dreams of horses, racing fast and wild through the streets. A merchant dreams of coin. Priest dreams of omens. A baker dreams of dough. And still the mountain watches, but it gives no sign of what's to come. Not tonight. Not in this still, moonlit hour. Let us drift to the amphitheater. Empty now, it stands echo only with the ghosts of roars. Gladiators have gone to bed. Their arms ache. Their faces are calm. One dreams of home in Thrace. Another of a woman he met just once, but can't forget. The arena sand is cool. The entrance tunnel dark. Not even a rat stirs. In a nearby inn, travelers sleep side by side on reed mats. A Greek couple, newly wed, nestled beneath a shared blanket. A trader from Gaul, his head resting on a sack of dates. A child clutches a carved doll. In the temple district, oil lamps flicker before statues of Apollo, Venus, and Jupiter. Priests have gone, but the flames remain, and perhaps in some way the gods are still watching. In the temple of Isis, the scent of incense lingers. The sacred pool reflects the stars, still and deep. A white dove coos in its cage. A priestess, her eyes rimmed in kohl, prays in silence beside the altar. She does not ask for protection. She gives thanks for the harvest, for the moonlight, for breath. The hours pass. Midnight. Then 2. Then 3. Pompeii breathes in silence. Only the wind moves now through citrus trees, over terracotta roofs, along the roads where chariot wheels once groaned. Let us visit one more place before dawn. The home of Julia, a widow, 73 years old. She sits by her brazier wrapped in wool. Her joints ache. She cannot sleep. So she talks aloud to her husband, gone 5 years now. She tells him of the neighbor's noisy parrot, of her niece's wedding, of the figs that didn't ripen this year. She chuckles, eyes glistening. Outside, the sky begins to pale. Soon, light will touch the bay. The city will stir. Children will wake. Bread will bake. The forums will open. The fountains will run. And the mountain. For now it waits. Let us remain here, in this soft stillness where everything remains exactly as it is, held in the breath between night and day. Held in this moment before everything changes. For tonight, Pompeii sleeps. And it is beautiful.